Hi, everyone, and welcome to the One Conscious Love Network. Happy 4th of July for all of those watching from down south for me. And for Ludie, happy 4th of July. I'm glad that you're here. Please, Ludie, tell us what you do in the world, how you shed your light into the world, and tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'd love to. So I am Ludie Hansen. I live here in Phoenix, Arizona, and I have been a speech language pathologist for 35 years. Been doing this quite some time, but my world kind of turned around about three three years ago, 4 years ago, 2021. So 4 years ago. And my daughter got breast cancer and at
Mm,
the age of 28. And we were
mm,
like, why? What on earth happened? And, because it's not in our family, it's not any genetic markers or anything. And that kind of set me on a wellness journey. And in the process, I personally was able to lose about 100 pounds
wow.
and been able to keep it off. Not because of her cancer, but just because my wellness journey and wanting to be healthier and do better and be around for my family. She went through chemo and then had an allergic reaction and had to
Mm,
stop it. She ended up having a lumpectomy, and then exactly 1 year later, it came back. And so we had to go through chemo again, which scared us
mm,
because we did almost lose her with her allergic reaction. But they were really good and worked very carefully. We watched very closely how she was doing through the chemo, and she managed to finish it. And then she had a mastectomy, a single mastectomy. And now, for the last year, she's been cancer free. So it's
mm,
been a journey. And in the process, I've just run across different things that I've worked to put my home in a less toxic state, I guess we could say,
right.
because there's so many things in our world. And if I could take out the toxic cleaners and things like that, I got rid of all those. And then I make some of my own and I buy some healthy products. But recently, I just learned so much about gut health and how we're doing,
Mm,
and how it affects our whole being. And inflammation in our bodies has become the cause of most of our diseases. And so I ran across a product. They're little lozenges. They're like little candy lozenges that you just suck on. And what's nice is they're an all botanical so they're vegetable, fruit, and plant based.
mhm,
They're sweetened with natural molasses and beetroot. And so you can't overdose on them. They're totally natural, they're botanical. And because you're sucking on them, it goes straight to your bloodstream and it
mm,
reacts really, really fast. So my favorite story is Jessica, my daughter, who had brain fog after chemotherapy and continues to
right.
have it. She took one of the drops, it's called Brain. It's BRN and it's called Brain. And she went to work and she said, I had the best day at work I've ever had because
Mm,
her mind wasn't, constantly thinking about other things while she was working. And she said the other thing it stopped for her was she would have little PTSD moments. Um, she was in an abusive marriage at one point. So, as a mom, watching her go through all this was just heartbreaking. So, to
yeah.
see positive things come out of something I have found that works for me, works for her, is phenomenal. One of
Mm,
the other best stories for myself is I have a shoulder that's just sort of hanging on barely. The doctor says eventually it'll need a total replacement. And so I've been in pain like all my life, and trying to sleep at night is
mm,
a nightmare. And so I took one of the little drops that is for inflammation.
Mhm.
and I slept through the night, and I've been sleeping through the night ever since. And I take one of those about every,
Mhm.
I've been taking them every day. I could probably drop back to every other day because once it gets in your system, it's pretty cool. You don't need as much because
Mhm.
it targets the cells. It's made from plant DNA, and so it connects to the DNA that it targets. And it's pretty amazing. I was at a meeting. I love stories. They're just the best. But I was at a meeting the other night, and there was a young man, probably in his 20s, who said that he had been on Adderall for,
Mm.
well, since first grade. So this has been probably all his
Wow.
schooling career. And his girlfriend gave him a combination, I think, of the brain and one of the other drops. And he says he no longer needs Adderall, and he doesn't have the Adderall
Mm.
fog or the irritation from it. So the stories just get my heart.
Mhm.
And I just want to get the word out there that there's something out there for people that's not harmful to our bodies, that actually makes a difference. I've been working on getting off of diabetic medicine. I've been slowly decreasing all of
Mm.
it, heart medicine as well. Um, I may still eventually have to take stuff, but it's actually much at a lower dose. Um, but so far, I've been able to get off of actually some of my anxiety medicine using this product
Mm.
as well.
Mhm.
So I just want to get the word out that it's there because I know it works for people and I love it. But my other area that I love to talk about is just for parents. I've had daughters, four daughters, they're all grown and adults now, but I want to motivate parents to know that there is another side when life seems like it's just falling apart. There's another
Mhm.
side, and I have a daughter that's bipolar that's actually doing fantastic. Had gotten
Mhm.
into drugs and is now off of drugs. My daughter with cancer. I had a one of my daughters when she was 12 was sexually molested by a family friend.
Mhm.
She's married with three babies now and happily married and has a wonderful life. And my goal eventually is to get out there and be a motivational speaker for parents and families or anyone going through not diversity, that's not the right word. Um, through, oh, what's the word I wanted to
Real
use?
challenges, right?
Challenges. Yeah.
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 But going through challenges of life, knowing that, hey, you're not the only one going through it. There's people you can talk to, and there is another side.
Mhm.
And that's my ultimate goal is to get out there and be able to do that for people. And um, I I'm just adventuring on that now. And I think you'll hear my name out there eventually a little more often because I'm hoping to get
That's
out there.
beautiful. Yeah, definitely a way to make the most out of very difficult
Yeah.
situations and how you've conquered them and overcome and supported your family through them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, that's a lot for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's been an interesting life, but again, there's another side. So things are just doing really well now.
that's good. That's good. What sort of practice helps you, like in the day to day, to keep you into that zone where you're feeling like things are getting better and that you're focused on the future?
Yeah, so I do a morning devotional. I am a Christian and I really do look to my God to guide me and lead me. And it's my rock.
Mm.
So, and I know there's people that don't have that, but they usually have something or someone to turn to that they feel that way about. And that's the main thing. You just got to know you have support. You've got
Hmm.
support out there. You have people looking out for you. And that's kind of how I look at it.
So people reaching out to you, you're sharing your experiences with them. Are you
Yes.
sharing other practices? What do you offer that are maybe upcoming events or anything like that that people can join?
Oh, absolutely. It's literally just in the brain work, but pretty soon, I think we decided in October here locally in Arizona, we're going to have like a little, I have a friend that I'm doing a 4 day wellness retreat, not a 4 day, a 4 hour, 4 to 6 hour wellness retreat, like a day event. And
Sounds great.
we're looking at having like some equine therapy, some yoga, some
Mhm.
sound healing, um, just learning wellness and then the positive sides of life, that there is another side.
Mhm.
So I'll be getting that word out again and things like that. And then as a speech pathologist, I have just have a new brainchild that I'm considering putting out there, and is putting myself on retainer for um, families that have members that may have autism or severe speech language delays. And then adults, a lot of times we don't think about this, but adults that have dementia, Alzheimer, Parkinson's, after a stroke, things like that, that trying to navigate the healthcare system is never easy. And like we put lawyers on retainer, why not put a healthcare worker on retainer? So that's what I'm kind of looking towards doing. And I'm hoping I'll get that out there pretty soon too.
Well, that sounds really great. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Thank
Anything
you.
else you wanted to share with everyone watching that you're working on or that's upcoming for you?
Nothing is jumping out. I just those are my big things. That's a lot going on right now, I think.
Yeah. Yes.
And just continually sharing, what's out there. I'll definitely add my links to the store for the drops if people are interested. I'll put my Facebook link in there, my
Sure.
LinkedIn link. That's how you guys can reach me. It's the easiest way, and just connect. And I'd love to chat.
That's perfect. That's beautiful. One question I always ask everyone
Yes,
is what does one conscious love mean to you? What comes to mind?
absolutely. One conscious love to me is probably what my motivational mission is. There's
Mhm.
another side. Um, because there's so many people out there struggling and they think they're alone, and they're not. So that's probably it in a nutshell. They're not alone. There is a network out there, and there's people that love you.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful and very heartfelt. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
So everyone watching, reach out to Ludie, make a friend, get a nice conversation going. I think you're really going to benefit from all that beautiful positivity and outlook in life, and um, wise with experience of what you've been through and what has worked for you. I think it's really inspiring for those that are watching as well.
There has definitely been a lot, and I have a lot to share. And sometimes people just have to mention something, and I can say, I've been there.
Mhm.
I know what you're going through. And sometimes that's all someone needs to hear. And even if you haven't been through something, sometimes you just say, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear your pain. I hear your frustration. And you don't need to try to solve their problems. Sometimes you just need to listen.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Everyone can use a good friend to listen, for sure. That's
Yes.
beautiful. Well, thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I hope you have a wonderful long weekend coming up. And yes, please reach out to Ludie and make a new friend. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you so much. I'm putting this in the chat right now. It's there.
Thanks, everyone.
All right. Thank you.